Hi everyone, this is Terry from Classy Cut-Ups Creations. Today we're going to be making this cute card using the Hey Chick and the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. And I'm not going to be doing it in the bumblebee today. I'm going to be using the balmy blue because I need it for a mail, and I thought that would be better. And then this is a pop-up card. So this is the inside. When you open it up, the little chick pops up. You can use just about anything here, as long as it doesn't hang over the edge when you close it. That edge or this edge. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about it. I have used the Hey Chick dies, which are new. We got the stamp set a couple years ago in Celebration, and they never put it in the catalog, but they just now released it. So we're going to be using that again, and they've added dies to it this time. So we've got the 3 little chick dies there. You've got a like fence. I think this is a little egg. Yeah, that's the little egg there. I think these are 2 eggs also. Not sure because I haven't used them yet. This is a corn stalk, and then there's 4 ears of corn. And you might want to know why there's 4 and not just 1. Stampin' Up! Decided that instead of having to punch out something over and over and over when they figure you're going to use a lot of them, they would just give multiple stamps of the same image. I'm sorry, multiple die cuts of the same stamp image. So we got 4 corns. We got corns, listen to me. We've got 4 corn cobs. We've got a little sign. We've got a chicken coop. We've got a tree stump. And this little thing up here makes these little holes that look kind of like chicken feet. Okay, so we're going to be using this die set, and we're also going to be using the die set for the Hey Birthday Chick. Okay, it's got the also the 3 chickens, and we got the little chick right there. This is like a streamer. This is the Happy Birthday. This is a grain sack. This is a little fence here. Got a little bow tie. Oh, maybe I should have used the bow tie. And then we got this little chick again right here, and another little chick here, and then we have these feet that they don't cut the whole thing out, they just punch where you would have like little feet. Hope you can see that okay. Okay, I also used, let me get this out of the way here. I also have a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of balmy blue cardstock. It's scored and folded in the middle at 4 1/4. I've got this piece of Whisper White cardstock that I've already cut and embossed with a, I can't remember, this is an older embossing folder, but I can't remember the name of it now. It's been out for a while, but it looks like chicken wire kind of. So I use this. I've already done it, so I don't have to take up as much time. Okay, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. Then I've got these 2 panels that are going to go onto the front of the card. The white piece is 2.5 by 3, and the blue piece is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4, and that just goes on as a mat like this. And then I've got another piece of white cardstock that I used, 2 inches by about 6.5 inches, so I could stamp both the little chicks and color them and cut them out. So that was about 2 by 6.5, or some scraps, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we've got that. And then this is going to be the inside. This paper here is 5 inches by 7.5. And right now I've scored it in the middle at 7 3/4. And we'll get to the stamping and everything in just a bit and what I'm going to do with it. But this is going to be going into the inside of your card here, and it's going to be making the pop-up part. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the card. I've done a lot of stuff ahead, like I said, to save some time. But we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so I've got the card base. I've used my bone folder, which I use for everything, just about. And I've scored and burnished it down. I've got this piece of white. I use Whisper White because I have a lot left, but they don't have it anymore. Now they have what they call Basic White, which I've heard a lot of demonstrators say was even better than the Whisper White. So I'll be getting that when my stock of Whisper White runs out. So I run this through the embossing folder, and it was kind of stark on here on the blue by itself. So what I did was, excuse me, I took some balmy blue ink, and I took my sponge. They come round, and you just cut them up like pizza slices. And I just dabbed a little bit of ink on the corner, and you hold your sponge kind of perpendicular to the card. And you just go along the side, and then when you need more ink, you just press it down, and you just keep going. So I've done that to this piece, and I've also done it to this piece on this label, so it would show up better on the card. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, now, I'm using some ribbon, and I've got it cut in 2 pieces, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people will take their ribbon and they will wrap it all the way around their card and tie a bow, which takes like, I don't know, probably 2 feet of ribbon, okay? To me, this is a lot easier and it saves ribbon. So what I do is I cut one piece so that it fits going across this way, and I have enough to overlap in the back. And I take my snail, not snail anymore, I'm sorry, seal. We don't have snail. You have to be a lot lighter with this, and I'm still getting in the hang of it because I still want to do it real hard like the other one. Okay, there's 1, and there's 2. So I just make 2 little lines of a seal there. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, turn that over, and take my ribbon where I want it to be. And I'm just going to fold that under. If I can get my fingers unstuck, it sticks pretty well. Okay, so that looks even there, and then I turn it over and I'm just smash it down. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this on to my card front. All right, I'm using the Tombow multi-purpose glue, the green bottle. A lot of people call it green glue. I don't know why, because it's white. So what I do, it comes out kind of fast, so you don't want to squeeze very hard. And I just like to go about 1/4 of an inch in on all 4 edges. And because this is embossed, I'll put an X on there. That way it sticks a lot better. You don't need a lot of glue, like I said, because you don't want to squish it out the sides. Okay, so I'm going to take this now. Make sure my card's opening the right way. Ask me why I do that now. All right, and I'm going to lay it down so that there is equal border around the top and the sides. I like the Tombow because you have a few seconds to move it around once you get it on the card, so that you can make sure your borders are even, which is something that I have a real hard time with. Okay, all right, now after I get that done, I'm not going to score it on this side. I don't want to push down the score line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up and turn it over, and I'm just going to lightly burnish it with my bone folder, and that allows the glue to adhere very well, and it spreads it out so it's not one thick line and it doesn't show through on your card. I just go over it lightly a couple times, especially in the corners. I don't want my corners coming up. Okay, and there's that. All right, so that part's done. I'm going to go ahead and show you the bow. Some people say it's very difficult. I think it's very easy. But when I was learning, I took some ribbon, and while I was watching TV, I would sit on the sofa and I would practice. So for this, you're going to need about, let's see, about 10-inch strip of ribbon and a comb. Now, I found this comb at Dollar Tree. It was in a package with several more, and I liked it because the prongs are spaced apart a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold your your comb in the left hand. You're going to lay the ribbon down so that there's about 1.5 inches hanging off there. All right, I've already marked mine so I don't have to count them every time. I've got it marked at 6, 8, and 10. You have to do an even number, because you're going to come up in the middle when you do the bow, and I'll show you that in a second. But you always have to use an even number of prongs. I don't use this one. I don't count that one. That's just where I'm holding my finger. Okay, so I'm going to make this bow here, and I'm going to go over here. Okay, let's see, is that 10 or 8? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, one of my combs I've marked wrong, so that's why I'm counting. I have a couple of them. Okay, so I'm going to go down in the 8th mark here, the 8th prong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go down. I'm going to bring my ribbon around, and I'm going to come up the first 2. Okay, like I said, I don't use this first one. I don't count that one. I only count the other ones. All right, so you want to keep your ribbon kind of taut, and you want to keep your finger, your thumb, on both pieces. Now, since I used 8 prongs, I need to go down in half. So that means I need to count over 4 prongs and go down. Okay, so if I can pick this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to just push it down here in the middle, like that. You still need to keep a taut grip there. And then I'm going to put it up in the 4th one again. So you go 4 down and then 4 up. You lay it down so you can get a good grip on it, the ends where you're going to tie it. Okay, you pull it a little bit so it's taut again, and then you just tie a little bow there, a little knot, and you want to pull it straight out to the sides, and you want to pull on it like, you know, as kind of hard as you can. Okay, so it doesn't come apart. And then I got my ends uneven, but that's okay. Then you're just going to pull it out, pull it off the comb, slide it off, and bring down the ends, and you've got your bow. All I have to do now is just trim the ends. So let's get that out of the way. I'm going to make a little V there. I want it to be even, so I'm going to hold it there, bring that down, and that's about even right there. So I'm going to cut that one there. Okay, now all you need to do is stick it on your card, and let's see, I'm going to put this kind of in the middle because the other's in the middle. Disregard those are something for another card I did. Okay, so I'm just going to push it on my glue dot, and make sure it's behind there. And I'm just going to measure like the ribbon where I want it. I'm going to eyeball it, and I'm just going to push it down, and I'll push it down hard. Okay, now you see there's a little slap. Oh, that's still a little bit longer. Let me cut that off again. And I cut it the wrong way. Okay, so because this is a little slack, what I like to do is to take my, take a pick, something like that, have a pick tool. And I just get another glue dot, and I like to bring it up and just stick it behind the ribbon so that it holds it down to the card and it doesn't move around so much. It's not, you don't have to do that, but I just like it better. I don't like it moving around so much. Okay, so that's how I do my bows, and it's just about perfect. Okay, so let's do finish the front. So I've already stamped Happy Birthday from the Hey Birthday Chic stamp on the top of this panel, and I've already stamped my birthday chick with the cupcake. If I can pick it up. And this is going to go on the front too. So I'm going to lay that down there because I'm going to put that on with pop dots, dimensionals, I should say. And then I've also used this little chick on the inside of the card, and I'll show you that in a minute. And the Let's Celebrate You. Okay, so I've already colored this. I've used my blender pens. I've used the Mango Melody Light and Dark. And I've used the Balmy Blue, light and dark. And I'm also going to be using my ivory. This is perfect for skin colors, but I'm going to be using it for my egg because if I use white, you really can't see it. So I'm going to be using that for the egg. And then I've got my Stampin' Right marker in soft suede, and that's going to make my chocolate cupcake right there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use dimensionals for this, for this chick. Let's see, anyone there? I like to put several because I don't like my stuff falling down in the middle and sagging. I just don't like that at all. So I'm going to use, so there's enough room in there. Yeah, enough room for that one. Now, when you get your dimensionals, there's this border all the way around. And you don't want to throw that away. You want to keep it. So what I do when I get a new sheet is I go ahead and I cut them like right between. That way, I can use those for small areas instead of using my tiny dimensionals. Okay, so when the border's gone, then I'll use the tiny ones, but until then, I don't need it right yet. Like I said, I don't like to waste stuff. Okay, and then I'm going to just put this one here. Okay, press them down good. And then I'm going to take off the covering, protective covering. So I stick it on my fingers because I have ink on there. Usually they come off really easy. If you have trouble, all you have to do is stick your finger down in the middle of it, and then it just pops right up. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot something. Before I do that, I'm just going to take my green colored pencil, and I'm just going to put just a scribble on a little bit of green there, just to give it a little depth where the grass is supposed to be. Okay. Not going to blend it or anything. I'm just going to put it on like that. And then I'm going to lay my chick down here, right there. Okay, and press it down real good. And now I also want this up on the card. I know it's going to take me more postage, but that's okay. I want it up, so I'm going to do it up. Most of the time I try not to do that if I'm sending something in mail, but this is for a special somebody. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put more dimensionals on the back. And I like to put one in each corner. And one on the big side, the longer side there. And I told you I use a lot because I don't like it to sag in the middle. Okay, some people will just put them around the corners, and then when you get your card, it's all bent like this. So this way, and plus this sticks a lot better too when you have more dimensionals on here. Alrighty. Some people can take them off with their take a pick tool, but I just can't get that, so I don't do it. But I'm practicing. All right, so I just want to lay that about right there, I guess. Make sure it's even on both sides and straight on the top. Okay, looks good. Oh shoot, never mind. I forgot. I need to put it on my panel first. All right, so I got my pop dots on there already, and I'm just going to lay that down there. Make sure it's kind of even. Now I'm going to move it over just a little bit. If you don't press down, you can take these right back up. I don't press down until I get it right where I want it. All right, excuse my head if it's in your way, but that's the only way I can tell if it's even. Down here. Nope, still not even. I told you, I am not good at getting things even. Let's try it this way now. A lot of times I'll go ahead and put it on, and then I'll end up cutting one side off of it. It's got more border than the other one. All right, this is close enough though. So I'm going to turn it over, like I said, with my bone folder. I'm going to smash it down, and that ensures that all the pop dots are adhered really well. I'm going to take my Tombow glue again, and I'm going to just put it around the edges. Like I said, about 1/4 of an inch in. And because this is embossed, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a little bit more there. I put an X on the back so it sticks really well. And now we can put it on the card front. And I'm just going to line it up pretty well right there. Make sure there's even space around. Oops, I moved it. There, get over there. Oh, hold on. Alright, it's hard to do this without being right on top of it. Okay, there you go. Now that's pretty even. So now I'm going to press it down. I'm going to open up my card like I did before and take my bone folder again. And I'm just going to go over it and make sure all the dimensionals are stuck really well. Okay, now. Alright, now we're done with the outside. Now we'll get to the inside. Look, I got this really neat glue and scissors holder from another demonstrator. I went to a like a regional meeting, and she brought one for everyone, and she did this with a 3D computer. Isn't that awesome? I just can't get over how they do that with a computer. So there's my glue. All right, so now for the inside. Set that aside for a minute. Okay. This aside for a minute. All right, I've already scored my card at 3 3/4. Remember, this is 5 by 7.5. I've scored it at 3 3/4. Now, before I do anything else, I wanted to stamp the inside of the card. Okay? Now, I knew that I was going to have it down here because your fold is going to be up here. And I knew I was going to have the little chickie right there. So, I'm not going to color it yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you what we did. So, 5 by 7 3/4, folded in half at 3 and, what did I say there? Now I forgot what I said. Okay, 5 by 7.5, score and fold at 3 3/4. I'll have these measurements on my blog later on so that you can write them down if you don't get them all down right now. Okay, so I've stamped the Let's Celebrate You, a little chick. Okay, now, what you're going to do is, with your cardstock that you're going to put on the inside, you're going to take, this is my pad, my stamping pad. You're going to take that or a mouse that's spongy. Anything that's spongy works really well. You can do it on a flat surface, but it doesn't make quite as good a crease as it does if you do it on something spongy. Okay, so what I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to go in the middle here, and I'm going to lightly mark at 2.5 inches. Okay. Now I'm going to go over here from the center score line. I'm going to go 2.5 inches and mark it lightly right up here on the top. And then I'm going to go 2.5 inches on this side of the score line and mark it at 2.5 again. Okay. Yeah, that's pencil. You can just erase it when you're done, but it really helps to put that there so you can know what you're doing. All right, I'm going to take my ruler, and what you're going to do is you're going to lay it from the dot in the center that you made to the mark up in the top you made. Okay, you're just going to line those up. There we go. Make sure that one's still there. Yeah, okay. All right, so just line that up. You're going to take your bone folder, and you're just going to score next to the edge of the ruler. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to line up both marks that you made. Okay, and you're just going to score again. Okay, now you've got, I don't know if you can see it, but you've actually got a V right there. So what you're going to do now is you're going to fold your card. I don't know if anybody's ever told you, but when you score cardstock, there is a grain to the paper. So when you score it, you have a mountain on one side and like a little valley on the other side. You don't, normally you would want to just think you're going to fold it that way, but you're not. Okay, you want the mountain on the inside and you want the valley on the outside. So I'm just going to score that, and that allows it to fold easier and lay flatter. Okay, all right, I don't need this right now. Okay, so now I've scored it. I folded it, in the center. So now I'm going to put my fingers here where this score line is. I hope you can see that. And I'm just kind of bending it over with my finger right now. And I'm just going to bend it down, and once I get it all the way down, I'm going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to go over it again. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this side. I'm going to push it in. Let me turn it this way so I can do it better. And you can see it. I'm going to push it down so that this is going towards the inside of the car. Fold it all the way down. Take my bone folder again and crease it, burnish it real well. Okay, now you have that V. So I'm going to go ahead and close it because I want to make sure my sides and everything are equal. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a good score here. A good burnish there. All right, so now you have it, and you're ready to color. Okay. All right, I'm just going to use the ivory for my little chick here. And there's not two of these, so you only have one. So the only way to get it like darker on the where you want the like the shadow to be is to do it harder and then just do it light on the inside. And the more you go over this, the darker it becomes. So I just want a little bit of shadow. I don't want too much. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use that. Oh, I forgot the top. All right, I'm going to do the top the same way. Just go over it lightly. There. I don't need a shadow. It's too small. So, all right. And that's that. Now I'm going to take my dark Mango Melody. Yep. I'm going to use the smaller end since the chick's so small. And I'm just going to go along where the chick's going to be. There. And there. Now, I know a lot of people like to color things like exactly as they would be colored, but when you're doing cards, you don't have to worry about that. You can color any color you want. Okay, so I got my chick here, and I'm going to make the hat two-tone, so I'm going to put a yellow little stripe in there. Move the dark out of the way, now I'm going to take the light, and I'm just going to, when you do it, you want to come out over the edge of where you've already colored, and that gives you a good blending line. Just come out over the edge just a little bit where you colored. It's a lot easier to show you on a big picture, but just like that. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, all right, I guess I do need this a little bit darker. Here, I'll make this dark again. And I'm going to make that just a little bit darker, and the feet just a little bit darker. Okay. All right, now, like I said, you can color any color that you want. So I'm going to make his beak brown. I'm going to use the same brown I'm using for the cupcake, the soft suede. And I'm just going to put it in there like that. And then for his hat, I want to add some dark balmy blue for the other two stripes and the little pom-pom up there. Okay. All right, now our coloring is done. If you wanted to, you could take the green again and make some little grass down there or whatever. But I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so got our card front. We got the inside. It's going to go like this when it's closed. And you're going to be lining up this fold with the fold on your card front. And you're going to leave like a 1/4 of an inch on the bottom, 1/4 of an inch on the top. All right, so the way you want to put your glue on here, because you don't want to put glue under here. That will stick to your card and then you won't have a pop-out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your glue and you're going to just put it below that crease, along the sides. You could use the tear and tape or the Seal Plus for this, because if you open it and close it a lot, it will last a lot longer that way. Look at my hand shaking, boy. I get so nervous when I'm doing this. I don't know why, because I can speak in front of hundreds of people, but this is a lot different. I'll just put a little bit of glue there to make sure it sticks really well. All right. All right, so I'm going to fold this up without getting my fingers in it if possible. Come on here. Okay. And then I'm going to line it up here, like I said, so that the bottom is about 1/4 of an inch and the top about 1/4 of an inch. And you want to butt it up to the fold line and the card front. And then you just want to fold it down. Pat it for a minute, and then I'm going to open it up. Oh, I got glue on it somehow. I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to take, it's all over me. I'm going to take my bone folder again, and I'm just going to press down on it real good. Make sure it sticks all over real well. What's going on? I got glue on there somehow. All right, I'm going to take this side, do the same thing. And especially get it towards the corners and the seams, not seams, the folds. Okay, now I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase this really quickly. Oh, come on now. Shoot, my eraser's about done. It's got black all over everything. Where's my other one? There it is. There's my good one here. This is a Stampin' Up! Eraser, and it takes off glue, but it also takes off pencil marks really well. You use what you can. Okay, now I've got it on there. There's my cards folding. I got my nice little pop-up there. All right, so now what you're going to do, and I colored this chick with the same colors, the if I can pick it up, the Mango Melody and the Balmy Blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up gluing this right to this side. You only want to put glue on half of it. That's the half that's going to be on this side of the fold line. Okay? So make sure you only put the glue on one side. Otherwise, again, it's not going to pop up. It's just going to be glued to your card. Let me make sure I got the right side here that I want. Yep, I do. Okay, I'm just going to put a couple little things, dots here, a dot here. Okay, now I want to just kind of fold my card here so I can get, right where I want. And once I get it where I want it, I'm going to just hold it there. You want the bottom of it to come right up into that fold, but not over the fold. All right, and I'm just going to press that down. Oh, good. And I'm going to take my bone folder in here and just give it a little burnish, just a little bit. And now you can see I don't have any glue on this side. Okay, I only have it on this side. So when you close it, you can see it's closed down there. It's not sticking over the top up here. It's not sticking out the side. But when you open it, and there he is. He or she. I'm not sure if it's a girl or a boy, but there it is. Okay, and that's all you do. That's a simple pop-up card. And you can put just about anything here that you want it, as long as, like I said, it doesn't stick out over the top or over past the side, because you want your card to go in the envelope, and it goes in a regular A2 envelope. And if you wanted to do more decorating, whatever, you could do that too. I like mine just like this for who I'm giving it to. And guys don't care for all that frilly stuff, but that's okay. Okay, so there you go. Simple and easy. Nice card. Okay, and again, that was using the Hey Chick and the Hey Birthday Chic stamp sets. They just came out about, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and you can purchase them now. You can go to my website at www.classycutupscreations.com and just click on Add to Cart, and you can add it there. Or you can go to the Stampin' Up! Catalog and just fill out your order form or call them, and just make sure that you list me, Terry Duncan, as your demonstrator. I really appreciate that if you do. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more, just give me a thumbs up and click on the little dot that allows you notifications when I do more. Okay? Please share this with your friends, and if you make any cards like this, I'd love to see them. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a good weekend. Bye-bye.